turned 23. It's like this major age where you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But like I don't mind it at all. Like I mean, I really think it was good for me to take a year off and get my associates and do the thing I did.
I mean, like you said, everybody has their own time.
Yeah, and it's like 30 years from now, like whether you graduated at 22 or 25 isn't really going to.
And like everybody's gonna have like their own experiences. Like you grew up in Chicago, like.
Yeah, I had a great experience, but it's just still hard. I just feel like, you know, like. But like
I mean, I wish I could like. I've never been to Chicago before, and like I've always been. So like you've been places that other people haven't been. Like in a way, you've still done things that nobody else has done.
You know, that's really cool of you to say that. I've actually never really had anyone like say something like that.
And it's true. Like I said, like everybody has. And like you said too, everybody has their own timeline.
Yeah.
So it's like we all have our own experiences. We all done stuff that not everybody has done.
Yeah.
I wish I could go to Chicago. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like or like at least spend like a year there. Like experience. Like you've had new experiences that other people have not experienced yet.
Yeah.
So like you can like don't like think for a second that you're not good enough or like like I'm behind or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you know, you've been filling your life with these experiences that other people will not have the chance to get.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like, when I'll ever get to go to Chicago, if I ever do. So it's like, you still have these experiences, and, like, you should be happy for those experiences. And, like, for where you are now, like, you're in Austin now. It's, like, it's still one of the greatest cities in Texas.
I'm loving it. I know. It's amazing. And, I mean,
and then, like I said, there's some people who, like, probably will never get to experience Austin. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we all have our own timelines.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, like, I think you should just, like, hold yourself at your own expectations and just, like, you know that you're going to do good no matter what. And you're going to try your best. And, like, even if you don't do as good as you wanted to do, like, don't ever, like, let it discourage you from, keep going and keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. And, I mean, I think that's really, really interesting for you to say. It's just, like, a different perspective. And I think that I could definitely use that kind of, like, when I'm like, looking at other people and identifying like myself with them, that like look like everybody's gonna do their own thing, and like you cannot just because you're feeling bad right now doesn't mean that like you know they're not gonna have a hard time in their life at some point.
Exactly.
You know,
and like as much as like I think it's just as much as you want to love yourself, you want to love other people.
Right. Yeah.
So like you don't want to like compare yourself and be like, well, they're better, but you know, but it's just like. They have their downfalls, you have your downfalls, they have their ups, you have your ups.
Yeah.
Like, we're not all the same. So I think it's kind of just important to just, like, you know, just care for yourself and care for other people in, like, an equal manner.
Definitely. And, like, I think also whenever I, like, let go of those feelings that, like, are just, like, because in your mind, you know that they're irrational.
Yeah.
Because you just know. Like, I know that I'm not mad at my boyfriend. I'm just mad because I have so much to do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard to like, and it's so much easier, especially when you love someone or you're close to someone, to put those feelings on them. But I think it's also good to just like remember that, like, you know, not to do that because you know he's gonna have his hard times and his hard days too, and they might be different than mine, but they're still like just as legitimate.
Yeah, just as like.
Right.
You treat them just as much as.
Yeah, and I look at my friends, and sometimes like well, I'm not in school and this and that. I'm like, that's okay. Like, I don't believe that everyone has to be in school.
And not everybody's meant for school.
Yeah.
Maybe,
And I do feel that way too. I feel like, and so I think I think you're definitely right that it's probably like the best thing to do is to like, realize that like. I can't just like look at other people and expect myself to be just like them, whether or not they're doing less than me or more than me, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think it's just important to like just know that you're good with yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, me too, because that was like 14 minutes. Okay.